It's about passion for a sport we all enjoy. It's about conservation, education, community, and fellowship. It's about a single voice of strength. It's about being part of a common cause for the common good. It's about you. It's about us. It's our time to come together.
We're asking you to join us
and become a proud members American Catfish Association. You'll be happy you did. They're doing a great job.
Yeah, they are.
I want to welcome everybody to this year's 2025 Catfish Conference. We were unable to be there. I had ended up with the flu. I'm just now getting over it. I wanted to be there. I missed not being there. So we decided to do this live feed. And we want to thank everybody for their support over the last several years, especially the committed industry and catfish community leadership. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you. Guys, I can see you in the back door. Somebody give me a thumbs up on the audio if you would. This is live, guys. Sorry. If you can hear me, that's great. In a little bit, we're going to tour the giveaway boat for this year from SEAARK, so we're looking forward to that. Anyways, I was alluding to the ACA is moving forward with a different model, or at least we're proposing it. And let me bring this back up, and then we're going to start in here. We're going to kind of give you kind of a review of where we're looking to go. We're going to do our division, announce our division winners. We're going to induct two wonderful, amazing anglers into our Hall of Fame, and then we're going to do the drawing. I've got all the names loaded up in here for this year's SEAARK giveaway boat, and we can't tell you how much we appreciate SEAARK's support over the years and so many others. Anyways, as I was starting to say, without the audio, which we now thankfully have, the ACA is looking to move in a modified direction. Let me bring this in again, if I may. So what we're proposing to do is we're proposing to decentralize the administration of the American Catfishing Association and establish 6 different regions around the country. Okay, these regions will be we will head these regions up with directors that have a real passion, knowledge, and connection with the sport of catfishing. As you can see, that we have the 6 different regions up. The gray areas to the far northeast and to the far northwest. Anybody that joins from those areas has the option to join any of the regions. Now, what's going to happen is that within these regions, the directors themselves, they're going to have a better connection with anglers. A lot of you know of me, but you don't know me. When the ACA started off, people people had the wrong impression of what the ACA was created to do. A lot of people thought it was a cash cow. I'll tell you right now, that's the furthest from the truth. Okay, what we want to do is we want to assist in growing the sport, in helping with conservation and regulation reform, establish education in kids programs, and increase membership services the best we possibly can. How we see this happening is through this remodeling, reimagining the ACA and this new model of creating these 6 different regions. Now, with these 6 different regions, a lot can happen. What we'll do right now with our tournament alliance, the tournament alliance or the tournaments will become then regionalized. So each region will have its various tournaments, and those winners in those regions of those various tournaments will then come together into a national tournament event. And that's what we hope to establish with that. Now, they could be tournaments within that region, or we could establish a single tournament in each region, like kind of a qualifying event for the national event. We never wanted to get into the business of tournaments, okay, other than supporting those tournaments that already exist. So this is conceptual. All of this is conceptual, and we want the input of the membership and the catfish community. But the thing is that if the ACA is going to continue to move forward, it's going to have to continue to move forward with the support of the entire community. And we think the best way to do that, again, is with the regional chapters. Now, if you are someone who is interested in being a director and part of this, we want to hear from you. But let me preface that by saying this. You must have the time to devote to this. You must. You must have the ability. You must know about tournaments, about conservation and regulation reform. You've got to have the commitment to do this and to do it right. You've got to be willing to work as a team with the other directors in the other regions. We're going to reduce membership fees from the current $50 down to $25 a year. It's going to be a flat $25. It'll run from January 1 to December 31st every year. It will auto renew, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The majority of those membership fees are going to go to the regions, not to the ACA main office. The main office will be there to create and support the activities of the various regions. That's what the main office, what I will be doing, is supporting the directors in the regions and the efforts being made in those various areas. So conservation, tournaments, education, kids events will now be left up to the regional directors. Now, the regional directors that find themselves in this position can go ahead and establish co-directors in each of the states within the region. Okay, so it's going to benefit the catfish community in a much better way than I think what we currently have modeled. Okay, that's what's important. It's important for the ACA to be able to move forward. Once everything is established, okay, and I'm not talking about months, I'm talking about years, it will then become the directors, the regional directors that will fully guide the American Catfishing Association. They will become the centralized administrators as well. They will govern themselves. If one director is not doing what they should be doing, then it'll be up to the other 5 to remove and replace that director, so the continuity of the ACA and its regions continues on. This is going to be important for the longevity of this association. This is what we set out to do from the very beginning. We wanted to create the American Catfishing Association for you. This was needed for many years, and you can talk to a lot of people that for years I was a big proponent of establishing an association. I wasn't the one that was going to do it. I was encouraging somebody to do it, but we ended up doing it. So we want to move this forward. And before there's two people, George Young and Steve Miller, that were part of this from the very beginning. Organizations such as SEAARK, Offshore Tackle, and B&M were industry supporters. Our charter members, all important to setting this thing forward. And we are not going to let these people down and let this fail, because again, this is designed for you and for the sport of catfishing, so that conservation and regulation reform, that the community is supported on a constant basis. This is important. This is very, very important. So with that, we're sending out the invitation to those out there that believe they have the ability and the passion to become directors in these regions. There's a few people out there that I know of that would make fantastic directors. Whether they have the time or the desire to do it, that's up to them. If you know somebody you think should be part of that, let us know. We've already gotten calls on this. A few people already know what was going on, like in the Southeast. We already have someone that has stepped up and I think will become a very, very good director. And they've already established co-directors. So that's where we're going to go with this. That's the proposal anyways. So over the course of the next year or so, we're going to be working on refining the website and detailing this the best we possibly can. So excuse our dust, because that's what's going to be going on for the next year or so. Now, let's talk about the Tournament Alliance. I think a lot of you have noticed that the tournaments, there's not as many, or there's maybe not as many participating. And with that in mind, we want to consolidate the alliance. So this year, and possibly into next year, we are eliminating the divisions, and we're going to call it one division, one alliance across the board. Okay? So the prerequisite to that is going to be, first of all, the directors need to be members of the ACA. Secondly, any member of the ACA that fishes these events has an opportunity to win their divisions and a chance to win great prizes such as a SEAARK boat at the end of the year. So that we're going to implement immediately for this year. So there will be no divisions for this year. It'll be one single division across the board. Now, with that in mind, let's talk about this year's division and division winners. Want to thank all the Tournament Alliance directors for their commitment and efforts made this year and every year since we started this. Unfortunately, and I'll let people know that the tournaments have a certain period of time that they have to get all their information into the system. If they fail to do that, they unfortunately are disqualified. And those members that have fished those events who do not get their points and other benefits. So please keep that in mind. That's not our doing. We have to have some type of rule and regulation regarding that. That's the way it's been, and that's the way it will continue to be. So with that in mind, we're going to start off with Division 4 and the top 5 winners. Congratulations to the number 5 position, Jason Arrington, I believe. 4th place, Andres Engel. The team of Donnie and Donald Long in 3rd place. In 2nd place, Brandon Ladd. And Division 4 first place winner, Lewis Miller. Congratulations, everybody. Division 3, 5th place, David Franklin Taylor Jr. Tim Adams, 4th place. William Allen Krevenar, the second. 2nd place, Justin Colbert. And 1st place, Raymond W. Denny Jr. Division 2. Congratulations, 5th place winner, Curtis Weston. 4th place winner, Jonathan Keats. 3rd place, John Thomas Tommy Ruffin. 2nd place, the team of Bill Sutton and Mac Minetta. And 1st place, Bradley Thomas Pierogi. Pierogi. I'm sorry, I'm horrible with last names. So congratulations, Division 2 winners. Now for Division 1. 5th place, Joseph Lunsford. 4th place, Rob Benefield. 3rd place, Jackson Mitchell. 2nd place, Hunter Jones. And 1st place, the team of John Jameson and Kevin Parks. Congratulations, one and all. So, those are division winners for this year. And that's kind of an overview of what we're looking to do. Again, I'm recapping what we're looking to do for 2025 and on. It's been a long 2024 and try to conceptualize all this and try to figure out the direction. We hope that you as our members stick with us as we go through this transition. And those that aren't members, we really, as a community, as the catfish community, would appreciate your support. You know, we've gotten a lot of requests from various members of the catfish community that are not members to help us with their conservation and regulation reform. And we have refused not one, but your membership, your support of the catfish community through the ACA is vital. Because if we don't have the resources, and when I say resources, I mean financial ability to do what we need to do to support conservation and regulation reform, to support kids' events and education, member services, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, we can't do anything. I mean, it takes the financial needs to create the services that you want to move these efforts forward. I don't know, I don't know what more to say. Is that it takes money to do what needs to be done. And if you're not going to support the ACA, I don't know how any of this gets accomplished. I know there's a lot of people out there with great passion and they do some great things within their regions. But sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes it takes a national organization like the ACA to move the needle. And we've proven that in several occasions. It's not me, and it's not necessarily you. But when somebody calls up and they say that they are representing the American Catfishing Association, that seems to open up some doors, and people tend to listen. So when I go to a meeting or when I have a conversation with an organization or a government agency, I'm not going there as me. I'm going there as all of us. And that's what needs to be accomplished. And all of us need to support what's being done or nothing's going to get done. It's as simple as that. People can point fingers and name call and do whatever you want to do. That doesn't accomplish a thing. What accomplishes things is for everybody to come together and to support a single effort. And that's what we want to do, and that's what we want to accomplish. And that's with the different regions, and the different directors throughout the regions will move the ACA along. So again, thank you for those that have supported us and that continue to support us. It's so important. Now, I want to talk about the individuals and be able to present the individuals for this year's Hall of Fame. You know, over the years, the initial Hall of Fame group was so accomplished. And over the last few years, we've inducted just some unbelievable talent into the Hall of Fame. Now, over the last several years, the way we did the Hall of Fame was we asked for nominations from our board, like our board of directors, okay, our kind of like consultants and industry leaders, and they would give us a list of names, and we would put those names out there to the entire catfish community, member or not. Well, we were being criticized for how that was being done because they thought that it was becoming a popularity contest and certain winners of the Hall of Fame were, you know, packing the votes and things like that. And I understand everybody's concern. So with suggestions from various catfish community members, we changed the whole way of doing it. So what we did is that we sought nominations from the catfish community. We had nothing to do with the nominations. Our committee had nothing to do with the nominations. You, the catfish community, had everything to do with the nominations. So we posted, we made a post, and you could go to the site and you could nominate whomever you wanted, which some of you did. From those nominations, we turned the names over to our current Hall of Fame members, and those Hall of Fame members that responded, they voted on this year's inductees. So those that know our current Hall of Fame members know that these are nothing but the cream of the crop in the catfish community. And I trust their decisions and their thoughts. I don't doubt them at all. So with that in mind, the two inductees for this year's Hall of Fame certainly are deserving of it. And I would like to present the first, Mr. James Big Cat.
For more than 60 years, one name has been synonymous with catfishing: James Big Cat Patterson. A legend on the water, a mentor to many, and a man whose passion for fishing has shaped the sport we know today. James's love for fishing started as a young boy. His father, a hardworking man with only Sundays off, never hesitated when his son asked him to go fishing. That simple tradition turned into something greater when they got their first boat, a used motorboat that took them on countless adventures along the Tennessee River. As James grew older, so did his love for the water. Even after moving to Memphis, he found his way back to his favorite fishing spots every weekend. But then, curiosity got the best of him. How big could a catfish really get? That question led him to the mighty Mississippi River, where he would spend decades unlocking its secrets. Back in the 1970s and 80s, the Mississippi's fishing community was tight-lipped. Nobody was eager to share their best techniques. So James learned the hard way, through patience, trial, and plenty of error. Then came the day that changed everything. In just 30 minutes, James landed 5 catfish, weighing a total of 96 pounds. That moment sealed his fate. He was hooked for life. But James wasn't just a fisherman, he was a craftsman. Working as a full-time machinist, he saw an opportunity to combine his skills with his passion. He earned his Coast Guard captain's license, upgraded his boat, and began guiding anglers on the river. It wasn't long before word got out. James Big Cat Patterson was the man to call if you wanted to catch monster catfish. And then he got the call. Fishing legend Bill Dance wanted to hit the water with James. What started as a single trip turned into a lasting friendship. As a matter of fact, it was Bill Dance that gave James the nickname Big Cat. Together, they filmed several television episodes, including their first show, Christmas Whiskers. James introduced Bill to new techniques, and together they put trophy catfishing on the map. One legendary trip even changed the course of fishing history. It was a cold winter day when James, Bill Dance, Johnny Morris, and Jack Emmett set out on the Mississippi. Jokingly, Johnny Morris, founder of Bass Pro Shops, said if they landed a big catfish, he'd build a Bass Pro Shops inside the Memphis Pyramid. Well, they caught that fish. And today, the Memphis Bass Pro Pyramid stands as one of the most iconic outdoor stores in the country. As time went on, James made the leap. He retired early to guide full-time. Though health challenges have kept him from tournament fishing, you can still find him doing what he loves, building and testing custom fishing rods in his workshop. James has watched the sport of catfishing evolve over the decades. He hopes future generations will continue practicing responsible catch and release so that families can enjoy the thrill of fishing for years to come. After all, some of his greatest memories come from watching his own son reel in a 42-pound blue catfish on a light rod, no less. His advice? Just hang on. Today we celebrate James Big Cat Patterson, not just for his legendary catches, but for his legacy. A mentor, an innovator, and a true ambassador of the sport. Congratulations, James, on your well-earned place in the American Catfishing Association's Hall of Fame.
You know, it's always an honor, at least for me, to be able to bring these inductees to you. I know that James has been nominated, I think, just about every year. And I'm thrilled to see that this year, not only was he nominated, but he was elected into the ACA Hall of Fame. Congratulations, James. And glad you're now with so many of the other greats. So our second Hall of Fame inductee, just so you know, every year we induct 2 members of the catfish community into the ACA Hall of Fame. Every third year we bring in a legacy member, somebody who's unfortunately has passed on. It is always a great honor for us to bring these great anglers, individuals, community leaders to you. And it's important that we continue this tradition every year because of their efforts. I believe they need to be honored. Our next inductee, every time you go out and you fish, you tie on a rig. And without this certain rig, catfishing would not be what it is today. This is one gentleman that I've had the pleasure of speaking with a number of times that I believe is in the audience at the Catfish Conference. So everyone, introducing Mr. Casey Nelms.
When it comes to catfishing, few names are as deeply connected to the sport as Casey Nelms. An innovator, a tournament champion, a mentor, and now a Hall of Famer. His contributions to the fishing world, most notably the creation and perfection of the legendary Santee Cooper rig, have left an undeniable mark on the sport of catfishing. But before all of that, KC was just a man with a passion for the outdoors. Born with a natural curiosity and a drive to improve anything he touched, KC pursued a degree in mechanical and industrial engineering at Southern Tech in Georgia. That same problem-solving mindset would later fuel his innovations in fishing. After college, he embarked on a successful career with Sherwin-Williams as a sales engineer, a position that took him all over the United States. Yet no matter how demanding his career was, KC always found time for the great outdoors. Whether it was hunting Kodiak brown bears in Alaska, bow hunting black bears in Canada, or fishing the famed Kenai River, His love for nature was undeniable, but it was the waters of Santee Cooper in South Carolina that would truly shape his legacy. In the early 1980s, Casey began fishing Santee Cooper, mostly in the canals. Eventually, with the right boat, he took to the lakes. While some anglers preferred anchor fishing, Casey discovered that he loved drift fishing. But there was a problem. Drifting meant constantly getting snagged on underwater structures, a frustration that led him to seek a solution. By the mid-1980s, Casey had developed a drifting rig that significantly reduced hangups, and the results spoke for themselves. In 1984, he and his son took home the title at the South Carolina State Catfishing Tournament. But as life goes, priorities shift. By 1986, Casey's son had discovered two things: Camaros and girls. So rather than finding a new human fishing partner, Casey chose a loyal companion who wouldn't get distracted: his dog, Buckshot. From then on, Casey fished solo, fine-tuning his drifting rig and taking his skills to the next level. And then he dominated. For 3 consecutive years, Casey won the prestigious National Catfish Tournament at Randolph's Landing in Santee Cooper, outfishing nearly 200 teams each year. His drifting rig was proving to be one of the most effective setups in catfishing history. But Casey wasn't just satisfied with winning tournaments. He wanted to share his knowledge with others. In the fall of 1988, he earned his guide license and began teaching anglers how to fish like a pro. Over the years, he took more than 400 clients out on the water, helping them land over 60,000 pounds of catfish, many of which were personal bests. As time passed, Casey continued to shape the sport, helping others fall in love with catfishing. But in 2000, after 35 years with Sherwin-Williams, he retired, bought a working farm, and took a well-earned break from fishing. For nearly 2 decades, he focused on farm life until 2018, when the call of the water became too strong to ignore. Selling the farm, he returned to the lakes of Santee Cooper, fishing mostly with family and friends, along with a few guided trips and tournaments. Then in 2020, Casey found himself back in competition with none other than his son, now grown and ready to take on the waters again. Together, they won the Monster Quest tournament out of Black's Camp in Cross, South Carolina. And even today, Casey continues to prove that his skills haven't faded, winning local tournaments and bringing in not only total weight victories, but also big fish prizes. The Santee Cooper rig is now one of the most widely used setups in catfishing, a rig that has helped countless anglers land their dream catch. And every time you tie on that rig, every time you pull in a trophy catfish, you have one man to thank: Casey Nelms, an innovator, a champion, and a man whose passion for the sport has made every angler's day on the water just a little bit better. Today, we are honored to induct Casey Nelms into the American Catfishing Association Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Casey, and thank you for your years of dedication, innovation, and love for the sport.
See? So every time you tie on that Santee Cooper rig, that drifting rig, that's the guy you got to thank. So, Casey, congratulations and welcome to the American Catfishing Association Hall of Fame. I believe Casey is there, and I'm going to go over to camera here. Let's see. Are they hanging out by the boat? Let's see. Hang on. I'm going to add this. There they are. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you. So you can hear. Yeah, I can hear you.
Casey, congratulations. I don't know why you're standing next to that other guy.
He said congratulations, doesn't know why you're standing next to him. I met this guy at Black's Camp. I asked him one day, we was at Santee Cooper, I said, Kevin, I said, who could you put me with to learn how to do some dragging? He said, I know this old guy out of Georgia. What part of Georgia? Royston, Georgia. He said, I'll call him and see if he'll come up here and fish with you. And you talk about the time of my life. It was amazing. There was so much knowledge in the history. I didn't know what I was getting into. I thought I was just going fishing.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ray. Ray, based upon how you fish, I think you need to go out and fish with Casey a little bit more.
yeah, I know. I only finished second in the Cabela's King Cat. I know. I'm
You
struggling.
could have had, if you fished with Casey a little more, you could have had first.
If you said you fished with Casey more, you would have first.
I know it. That's what I'm saying. In case he was like, "Hey, I'll go with you. I'll go with you." But that's a busy schedule, and he stays busy signing autographs and sending out dragon weights.
Yeah, it's, you know, Casey and I, we've talked several times over the last several weeks, especially the last week or two. And excuse me. I don't know if anybody's had this flu that's going around, but I'll tell you what, it's bad. Anyway, it's such a pleasure to speak with Casey. And as of yesterday, he wasn't going to be at the Catfish Conference. And all of a sudden, I get a call today and say, "Hey, you know what? I made it. I'm here." He made it up there. And those that are at the Catfish Conference, find Casey, shake his hand, and thank him for that drifting rig, because without it, you wouldn't be catching the kind of fish you're catching today.
Hey, Glenn.
Yes, sir.
Can you? Never mind. I can hear you now. It's hard
You
to
can
hear
hear?
you. We're gonna back up a little bit.
Can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you now.
Okay. You know, Casey, when was it? What exact year was it you created that drifting rig? When you finally perfected it?
They want to know what year did you perfect the drifting rig, and if it was ever perfected. 1984. So did you hear that?
No, the volume is very, very low.
Yep, 1984 is when he perfected it, but it's still an ongoing process still today.
Okay. Guys, what you might want to do is the microphones you're wearing, you might want to hold them and hold them closer to your mouth, because the volume is not all that strong.
You got to turn that off.
Watch the feedback.
So
Okay.
tell them again what you said about the rig. You got to speak up a little bit.
In 1984. 1984.
Microphone.
1984 is when he did the first drift and drag.
You might want to hold it and just talk into it. Okay, go
Try
ahead.
it now, Casey. Say check, check.
Talk into it. You got to lean over. There you go. Talk to it. Can you hear it?
I don't think it's on. But anyways, we'll work through it. So, well, listen, I don't want to take up everybody's time. I'm so thrilled, Casey, that you made it to the Catfish Conference. Ray,
I'm thrilled that you made it.
I'm, you know, it's always great seeing you.
Good to see you.
You know,
Yep.
you know, you've done a great job. There's one of the fountains.
We got two.
Another Hall of Famer. There you go. There you go. You got two Hall of Famers right there with
Got two Hall of
sandwich in
Famers.
between. I don't know what you want to call Ray. Ray is what is it, Ray, that we call you? The Commodore?
Commodore.
The commissioner.
Commissioner.
The commissioner. That's right. So Ray Ferguson is the self-appointed commissioner.
The self-appointed commissioner.
That's it.
So again,
Would you like to
Casey,
talk
congratulations.
to,
We're going to, if you guys want to stick around, we're going to give away a boat. What do you think?
You're going to give away a boat. What do you think? Ray,
Yes,
you're
let's
going to
give away. I'm ready. There's people here waiting.
So yeah, so I mean, let's. I don't know who's going to give us a tour of the boat. Who's on board?
Alex.
Who's going to give us a tour? There we go.
He wants to give you a tour of the boat. Make sure he can hear you.
All right, Tess, can you hear me?
I can barely hear you.
Barely hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Test 1, 2. Test.
And we have with Alex, we have Steve Henderson, president of SEAARK Boats. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your support over the years, and thank you for helping out today. I wish I could be there, but I got to tell you, as of let's say Wednesday afternoon, I was still absolutely a bag of dog crap.
All right. Hey, so I'm Alex Nagy. Again, this is John Ed Rowe, our marketing director.
Oh, John Ed, I'm sorry. I thought it looked like Steve for a second. Sorry.
Say something about Steve. Ask him to repeat himself.
Continue, Alex. So, all right. So everybody, you have Alex Nagy, who's the director of Twisted Cat Outdoors, and John Ed, who is the marketing director for SEAARK Boats. Guys, again, I appreciate you both being there and helping out, and giving us a tour of this year's 2024 SEAARK Protege. So if you would, Alex, give us a little bit of a tour of the boat before we go ahead and draw today's name.
All right, so hope you guys can hear us okay. Again, my name is Alex Nagy, John Ed Rowe. We're going to give you a quick tour of this SEAARK Protege. Again, this is the Protege 200. We also offer for a 30. Got a Suzuki 115 on it, and somebody's going to win this boat today.
It's cool. I'll tell you what, those of y'all who don't know about the Protege, I mean, this thing, you know, everybody knows our ProCat 200, 240. This thing is exactly like that, except it doesn't have the rod lockers in it, a lot more open floor space. Our guy, Chris Savage, this boat, and just keeps raving about it because he's out there on the water, got all the space on the water, got everything in the boat that he needs. So I tell you, it's a phenomenal boat, and somebody's going to be lucky to take this thing out.
Yeah, it's got the Monteo Bottomlands package, so this boat,
get this out.
We were eating lunch. Lynn's a little long-winded today, which is fine. She's a little sick. We're back out of that, but
guys, if you can't hold your microphones to your mouth, I can barely hear you. Please.
What's that?
If you can't hold your microphones right to your mouth, because I can barely hear you.
You gotta get it closer.
all right, how's that? Does that sound good?
Lynn, can you hear him?
I'm listening for him.
Yeah, you can hear me?
No.
Barely. Barely.
Test 1, 2.
Make sure that it's pushed all the way back.
Alex, if we can we start at the stern? We're running a Suzuki outboard on it. What's the horsepower of the motor?
Might just be better taking it out. All right, can you hear us now?
Yes.
All right, we just took the microphone out. You guys just have to speak up. Go ahead.
All right, hey, so again, Alex Nagy with SEAARK Boats.
John Ed Rowe, I'm the marketing director with SEAARK Boats. It's good to have you on.
And we're going to go over this giveaway, SEAARK Protege 200. We'll start from the back again. It's got the Monteo Bottomlands paint inside and out. Suzuki 115 on the back. You know, Chris Souders on it.
Yes, stay with me.
Beautiful boat. It's such a nice boat. People like to eat next to it, have their lunch there.
That's right. And our guy, Chris Souders, he rocks this thing. And I tell you, it's for those of y'all that know our series, we've got the ProCat 200 and the ProCat 240. This thing is exactly like that, except it doesn't have the rod lockers inside, so it gives you such an open floor space. It's just wide open. And our guy, Chris Souders, you know, he's out there. He's been rocking this boat for a while. And, I mean, he loves this thing. I mean, you've got so much room inside.
I actually like it. I actually like it without the rod lockers because there's more room in the cockpit.
Right.
Sorry?
He's talking about the rod lockers.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you get so much space. I mean, if you need the rod lockers, obviously, in the ProCat, but they come out to about right here. It opens up the floor space just
Yeah, it does. I mean, the floor space on the boat is amazing.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a beautiful boat. Check out this live well. I mean, this thing's unbelievable.
Yeah, huge live well. That's great.
It's got cup holders for your sweet.
Yeah, I can see the cup holders are being well used.
You know, here at the show, it's like I said, there's people eating lunch in this boat. We got people up here hanging out. It's kind of just that place you want to go hang out with your friends, talk about catfishing. And as you can see, there's a lot of guys up here telling stories. You got your self-fitting deck here if you're going to throw the cast net. Water come out instead of going back on the floor. Say hello.
Great looking boat.
And then you've got front storage here.
You can open that up.
A lot of storage.
And then you got an anchor locker up here front.
Yep.
With a Marine Master trailer, this thing's like a tank. I tell you, man.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Fantastic. They have a deluxe Marine Master trailer, dual axle, which is great. Tandem axle. Just a fantastic setup. Fantastic setup. Thank you so much, SEAARK. All right, guys, I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. We come back, we're going to draw a name. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm ready to have somebody win this boat.
All right, man. We'll be back in like 2 minutes, and we're going to draw a name. So stick with us. Don't go anywhere, guys.
It's about passion for a sport we all enjoy. It's about conservation, education, community, and fellowship. It's about a single voice of strength. It's about being part of a common cause for the common good. It's about you. It's about us. It's our time to come together.
We're asking you to join us
and become a proud members American Catfish Association. You'll be happy you did. They're doing a great job.
Yeah, they are.
All right, welcome back. We are about to draw a name for this year's SEAARK Protege. Now, if you're a member of the ACA, your name is in here. Every ACA Tournament Alliance event that you fish as an ACA member, your name is in here. Again, multiple times.
He's spinning it right now.
Yeah.
Okay?
He's spinning the
If
drum.
you made an entry online, your name is in here. If you mailed in an entry, your name is in here. Now, what we did is that we took all the entries. I'm going to show you one real quickly. Okay, bear with me here. I'm going to pull one out. And I'm going to show you that we have all the names that are on this little piece of paper here. I know you get the glare. But all the names, all the entries were printed on these 2-inch by 2-inch little tickets, and they were placed inside this raffle barrel. And this raffle barrel has been spun for the last 24 hours many times. So we're going to continue to do this. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to draw first name, which will be the grand prize winner. We'll draw a second name. Just the first name, something happens here, for whatever reason. I'm going to bring in the other guys. Hang on. Where are they? There they are. Alex, can you hear me?
Yeah.
We're getting set to draw the name, brother. Show off that boat. In about 30 seconds, that's going to become somebody's boat. Somebody's life's about to change with a new boat. You ready?
Ready.
So again, I'm going to draw a name. I'm going to reach in here. I'm going to move things around. I'm going to take all the names off of the sidewalls here that may have gotten stuck. And I'm going to get in here. I'm going to mix these names up again with my hand. You can see I got nothing in my hand here. Normally what we do is when I'm there, we bring a kid out of the audience and have him pull the name, but because I wasn't able to make the trip, we're having to do it this way. So I'm just mixing everything up here, and I'm going to reach in deep here, and I've got a name. There it is. I'm pulling it out. Okay. I have a name. Rustin Nobinger. Rustin Nobinger.
Nobinger.
I don't know Rustin, but congratulations, Rustin.
Congratulations, Rustin Nobinger.
Oh, man, that's awesome, man.
Dude.
Super happy for you, man. It's exciting.
Yeah.
Do you know
That's
Rustin?
Awesome. That's great.
Do you know Rustin?
Do you know him?
I don't. You know, I'm turning 40.
I'm pulling out a second name as a backup, just so you know. Okay. Juan Becerra.
Say it again.
Becerra. So Juan is the backup.
Oh, congratulations, Juan, for being the backup.
Again, we pull the names. We pull the two names just to make sure. If you can't get a hold of Rustin, or Rustin declines the prize, or whatever the case might be, we have a backup name. So, congratulations. Absolutely fantastic.
Congratulations. All right.
Glenn, thanks for everything. We appreciate it.
We're very happy for y'all.
Very happy for everybody again. Thanks, ACA. We got to get back at it. There was a lot of people here at the Catfish Conference.
Yes, sir.
My wife staring at me saying, get back here to help. But we
appreciate everything. Thank you very much. Steve Douglas and Hermé, the folks that put on the Catfish Conference every year, thank you for the time. Everybody, thank you so much for your support. Remember, there's some great new things coming.
Glenn,
yes,
I want to thank Mr. Kevin behind us. He's the cameraman and everything he's done. So, big part of that also.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for your support and your help today. Again, I'm sorry I wasn't there. This is the best we could do, and I think it turned out pretty good. So, again, thank you. I'm sorry for the audio issue in the beginning, but we got to figure it out. All right. From Louisville, Kentucky, and South Florida, thank you, everybody. Congratulations, and have yourself a great day.